All right, let's shift focus to what Kenyans are talking about online. And I'm joined by Raymond Muthe from the Standard Digital Desk. Ray, it's great to have you with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Jess. It's been a minute.
I thought you had gone with Ruto, you know? But
Well,
it's good to have you with us.
Definitely. I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah, let's start with the president's trip to the United States. It's a 4-day state visit,
Yes.
of course, one of its kind, bearing in mind how long an African leader has actually visited in that capacity in the United States. But there are interesting moments I've seen on social media, from Ruto meeting Shaq O'Neal and other personalities in the United States, including Kenyans as well. What's the latest online?
Well, the latest is that we've had a couple of conferences. The president is attending a couple of meetings with Kenyans even living abroad. And as you said, Shaq O'Neal meeting Steve Harvey, going to Tyler Perry Studios in America, arguably one of the best studios in the world. And interestingly, the president, in one of those conferences, in a meeting with some of the Kenyans living abroad, was unable to understand what one of the Kenyans was saying because of the accent. People usually say that Kenyans, when they go abroad, it doesn't matter if it's 2 weeks or 6 years, the accent will change. And so this time the president was very honest about it and said, I cannot be able to understand what you're saying. Maybe you could try Swahili. And it was a really light moment. It is at this very conference that he also said about taxes and told Kenyans to tell their fellow Kenyans who are back at home, that the country cannot be built by the Chinese, but can only be built on the premise of tax. And the video went really viral. Of course, the video as well of Butita disembarking from what is seen as a VIP car and his interactions with the president abroad. We've not seen a lot of videos from Kate Actress as well, but we wait and see how that goes. Remember, it is a 4-day state visit. We want to see what gains are there in terms of the creative economy, because Kenyans online are really interested in that. We've seen a couple of people congratulating Butita, but also asking, is this going to translate into the creative economy of the country, Jesse? Interesting moments there.
Exactly, and a lot of comparisons have been drawn in terms of paying taxes,
Yes.
what Kenyans in the US actually pay and what Kenyans right here are meant to pay, even as we talk about the Finance Bill 2024.
Yes.
It would be interesting to see how it all plays out, bearing in mind, the minimum wage is different between these two countries. But away from the US visit, back into the country, the political heat is rising, and this all has to do with Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and his boss William Ruto, which rumors say that perhaps all is not too well in paradise. What's the latest in terms of DP Gachagua's onslaught and the Mount Kenya region specifically?
Well, Jesse, as you rightly said, in fact, our splash on the paper today is the return of Tanga Tanga, which is inevitably very, very visible. In terms of the deputy president being isolated, kind of, or rather not being in very good terms with the president, which is what people are speculating online. And the deputy president resurfaced and said, after he had gone for a whole week, his phone was off. He said he was in the forest praying. And Kenyans online have been talking about that with regards to his position and that of other Mount Kenya leaders who are trying to unseat him, or what is seen as a political contest. But Anne Waiguru, the governor of Kirinyaga and the chair of the Council of Governors, has in recent days been the talk of town on Twitter, has been a guest of the streets on Twitter, as we usually say it, because of a tweet she made. And in that tweet, she ostensibly emphasized that public offices that are held in trust are not owned by individuals. People were speculating that she was referring to the deputy president and how protective he is of his seat, which is bestowed to him upon him by Kenyans. And now people are speculating. I've seen a couple of comments, Jesse, to this effect, speculating that Anne Waiguru could actually be the next deputy president in line. Remember President William Ruto, in a meeting with the women governors, he said that the running mate, if the candidate is a male, the running mate will be female in terms of the two highest offices in the land. And now Kenyans are speculating. And we've seen Governor Anne Waiguru accompany the president abroad for the state visit aside from Governor Wanga and the rest. And so Kenyans are really speculative about this one. But that particular tweet went viral. People commenting from both factions, from Waiguru's side and from Gashagua's side, and even others feeling like it is too soon, because the fallout between President William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta took quite some time, but this one has come way too soon.
Well, you know what they say, a day in politics is a lifetime. Only time will tell.
Absolutely.
If we'll be going down the same route in terms of Tanga Tanga versus Kieleweke,
Yes.
or they will stay united at the front as we head into 2027 election year. That's the latest from the Mount Kenya region. Let's shift focus to Marta's driving licenses, because I saw Kenyans outraged in terms of pricing differences when it comes to the smart driving license.
Yes.
Kindly break it down for us.
Well, Jesse, the driving license costs 3,050 shillings. That is a fee you pay for a driving license, which is smart. It's a card, looks like an ATM card of sorts, and it is valid for 3 years. Now, the contention with this, Jesse, is because in a in a parliamentary committee, the committee identified that and established that one card would actually cost 350 shillings to make. And so the question was, where does the 10 times figure come from? It's almost 10 times if you look at it. Let's say 9 point something.
Yeah.
And the question was, where exactly, to who does this money get to? Because the fee of manufacturing one and the fee of acquiring one is a whole world of a difference. And so questions are also arising as to where that money goes to and how it is used. And also Kenyans are questioning the sharp drop in applications of driving licenses, smart driving licenses, which has dropped by around 145,000 in a year. That's a lot if you consider the number of vehicles on the road, which is about, I think, 2 to 3 million. And so that 145,000 is also a figure Kenyans are very interested in. I checked the trends this morning, and this story was trending because of that particular bit, but also the price of the driving license. Remember, people used to renew the other one for 1,000 shillings, the old one, the red one. I don't know if you have that, Jesse, but am I making you too old? But the bit about 3,050 vis-a-vis 350 shillings for making one, that bit Kenyans are very interested in.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge pricing difference. I hope they substantiate why they got to that particular pricing, because as you've said, applications dropping by 145,000, that's not a drop in the ocean.
Yes.
Let's shift focus to Marta's football. And I don't know if you're a Chelsea fan, but Chelsea fans seem to be at crossroads. Some who supported Pochettino during his stay at the club, others who are keen on moving forward with the team they have and a new manager. What's the latest in terms of the sacking so far?
Well, the Premier League is over, Jesse.
Yeah.
And Chelsea seem to have ended the league in style. The 52-year-old Mauricio Pochettino has left his role as a Chelsea manager, but by mutual consent. And now people are speculating, to what effect was this change made in terms of Chelsea finishing 6th in the league? And one Moses from the creative department here at Standard was very